BuzzPOP hari ini kita bakal membincangkan dan membedah SPYxFAMILY episod ke-8. Para panelis kita malam ini terdiri daripada saya, Nadzru Iskandar daripada BuzzPOP TV, anime sensei kita Anri Alwi. What's up bro?
Assalamualaikum. Ha chama-chama, konnichiwa, and salam salome deswa.
Makin ramai dia punya VTuber dia ni.
Makin panjang tu. Seterusnya kaki anime kita Shaz. What's up bro? How you doing man?
Ayolah, doing great. Barely made it back. Sebab tadi makan dinner yang sedap sampai tak boleh bergerak. Aduh.
Terbaik aku nampak tadi. Spaghetti wagyu. Tapi alright guys, so dengan itu kita akan mulakan perbincangan kita malam ini dengan reaksi satu ayat. Alright, jadi reaksi satu ayat aku untuk episod ini adalah akhirnya adik Yor muncul untuk an extended period of time. So, apakah reaksi satu ayat anda terhadap episod ke-8 SPYxFAMILY yang berjudul The Counter Secret Police Covert Operation? Kita mulakan dengan Anri, silakan.
There's only one word to describe this whole episode and Yuri. Siscon.
Untuk fan anime yang tak faham, apakah itu Siscon?
It's when your sibling is so into you sampai jadi gila, kronik.
So it's a popular trope dalam anime?
Yeah, it's a popular trope in anime. It's borderline incestuous, but a lot of people think it's cute. So you be judge of that lah.
Okay. Seterusnya silakan Shaz.
Aku punya reaksi senang je actually. Anri's gonna love this episode. Itu je. That was going through my mind. Oh my god, Anri's just gonna love this episode.
I do.
Ada
Sekejap
handler
ke?
tu bro. Ada handler. Alright guys, so dengan itu kita akan membincangkan 3 babak menarik daripada episod minggu ini. Alright, jadi babak menarik kita yang pertama adalah tentang Secret Police National Security Agency. Jadi dalam segmen ini kita ada 3 soalan. Soalan pertama adalah untuk Anri. Apakah pendapat anda tentang kerjaya sebenar Yuri Breyer sebagai secret police yang memburu spy berstelis seperti Lloyd Forger ni serta pembelot bagi negara Australia? I was like totally surprised man. Sekarang aku faham kenapa minggu lepas Kudo tak nak bagi tahu apa-apa. So it was quite a nice surprise lah. So silakan.
I was not surprised. Unlike you, I had expected it because there's a lot of red flags when we heard about Yuri punya employment. He works for City Hall or for the state office tapi tak pernah boleh cuti. That means he's basically tied to the government very closely. I know government office worker does that. I know because my late father works for the government and he had like, a lot of free time after 5. So this is not the case. So I expected that he was involved with this whole spy thing in the beginning tau. It fits the plot armor in lots of layers lah. But I need to mention that this episode started off correctly. Ideally that I like because the first thing we saw is Lloyd bercurang dengan Yor. He has an appointment with Miss Harewood, MILF of the whole series. So 1 point there. And I have to tell you, this whole episode is is a breeze tau. It went by so fast because of the fast plot action. It was slow masa kita introduced to Yuri punya Kampetai punya background. We know that he's a second lieutenant. He is well liked, well respected among his peers. Tak ada orang nak rag dia. They say, oh, this guy's young, but he knows what he's doing. So they actually have a level of respect for him. So he's basically a top tier guy there. And we see his convictions lah. I'm doing this to people and breaking them apart because I love my sister. Because my sister's my family and my sister's my country. That's basically what you see in the mindset of a military state type of person lah. So like The characters actually well developed in that sense, and his siskon complex lagi better developed. So we see how obsessed with him with the sister. Sampai tahap, oh, this is not healthy. This is not healthy at all. But it's funny, so we allow it.
Yeah, man, indeed. Aku baru dengar sebenarnya sister complex. Sekarang aku faham. Alright, soalan seterusnya adalah untuk Shaz ya. Apakah pendapat anda tentang Yuri yang put her sister on a pedestal? And yeah, it's like macam minat terlebih pula sampai dia jealous gila dengan Lloyd. And like the both of them, you know, brother and sister, dua-dua memang tak boleh mabuk lah. Memang dia gone lah bila mabuk. So
dia jadi mabuk bodoh
mabuk bodoh.
Mabuk bodoh, yes, correct. You have the angry drunk, the sad drunk, and here we have the dumb drunk. Okay, baguslah. Oh,
Dia,
of course,
okay.
the lusty drunk yang gatal bila apa mabuk. Yeah.
The whole character of Yuri ni is explained very easily when dia cakap when our parents died. So bila you are somebody who is dependent on a single person, you end up being very grateful to that person lah. So kita dah tahu karakter ni, back to the old terbalik. Karakter ni kan, si Yuri ni, dia obsesif sebab dia pandai. And then bila dia pandai, sister dia pula jaga dia all the way sampai, you know, darah and everything, dapatkan buku semua tu. So dia macam like, he becomes very grateful. So the gratefulness, bila dia nak repay balik, it becomes an obsession tau. I must make sure they're happy, and he keeps doing it. So dia benda tu bertingkat. So it became a lifelong obsession lah. Dari situ. Apa ni? Siblings rivalries. Oh, I actually don't agree it's a sibling rivalry. Dia more macam like
possessive.
He is
more like possessive kan? Possessive kan?
Possessive tu satu, but I rasa dia bukannya the typical stalker possessive type. Dia obsessed in making sure the sister is happy. So bila dia obsessed to that point, dia macam, kenapa tak run this guy through me first? So dia akan rasa terkilan lah kan, macam like tiba-tiba kau dah kahwin. So no, aku tak dapat my approval and what not. So dia punya obsessive nature ni, it is something which is shown both in dia punya personal life, and also in the obsession was probably displayed masa dekat kerja. The fact that he has so much passion and what not. So the government tengok macam, Mamat ni not just pandai, tapi he has what do you call it, strong devotion to a cause. In this case, kepada kakak dia. Okay, dalam personal life dia is the sister. And then dekat kerja, he most likely work a lot. So dia like, dia ni somebody yang kerja, rajin buat kerja. He has a strong feeling of familial loyalty tau. So orang macam ni senang nak manipulate lah, in my opinion, because it's easy to turn that I will protect my One-chan all the way, make sure she's happy, twist it into something shall we say it's a cruel punya twist lah. Most likely he didn't expect it.
Siskon kompleks ini bukan level macam Lannister lagi lah, is it?
Not yet.
No. Aku rasa belum tahap tu. Dia macam nak kata macam ni, kalau you tengok, if you remember the scene, dia suruh dia kiss kan. So it's the fact that dia just nak approval je. Yep, this guy is not somebody who is akan buat my sister menangis, kan, the approval. Tapi dia cara he goes about it tu memang melampau lah. I think any of us kalau ada adik or especially kalau adik perempuan kan, memang kita tengok first time jumpa pun seluar membelubang-lubang jeans koyak dia, apa benda mamat ni kan. So this is taking that to a 11 tau. From a scale of 10, is taking it to 11, 12, 15, however high you want, to the point where, you know, sampai interrogation scene aku cakap, oh, Bagus dia alasan kau bro. Bagus je.
Korang pergi date berapa kali? Dekat restoran mana? Hari apa? Semua benda-benda nak tahu siap.
Oh, member terus like, wow. Nak jawab pun tak boleh ni.
That's part. The interviewer gave out too much information for the interviewee to pick up apa that he used secret police. Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was the answer.
Betul.
It was a stereotypical answer.
That leads us to the next question actually for all panelists. Apakah pendapat anda tentang the cat and mouse game antara Yuri dengan Lloyd bila Lloyd starts realizing that he's giving like canned answers that SS would give. So I felt it was like super tense, man. Silakan Anri.
Okay, again, this was expected. Lloyd is a spy, and Yuri is counterintelligence. So for Lloyd to get the upper hand on Yuri like this, right? Dia punya reaction is normal tau. You don't kill off your enemy in the intelligence game because it will leave a lasting effect and people can actually see and react to it. What you do is you manipulate the outcome, and this is the typical response for a spy. Once he found out that he's being near a possible threat, he'll turn it into a liability, a plus to him tau. So like I said, it was well done, well executed. In most stories, like even comics, right? Oh, I've seen a threat, I'll kill him the next time he left the building or something like that, which is bullshit. Because once you kill someone, there's going to be an investigation, especially if he's found murdered.
It leaves a paper trail. Yeah, this one is more, nefarious.
Yeah. It's consistent. Lloyd is a spy, and the way he acts is a spy. He doesn't try to stand out. He will say, I must stand out, I must mix in the background. But he ends up doing so anyway. But that's the running gag.
Okay. Shaz, kau boleh terima tak yang Yo cakap dekat Yuri, saya lupa untuk setahun. Lepas tu masa awal call tu, saya lupa yang saya lupa. Macam gimana?
Sebagai orang yang ada penyakit macam Yo ni kan, saya rasa saya boleh terima.
Saya lupa.
Seriously, I mean, I hope everybody doesn't get this lah. But kalau kau jadi pelupa kan, kau masuk office kan, nama staff kau, nama kolek kau, ni siapa?
Yes.
Macam like, tapi bila kau tak email, keluar je nama. Oh, by the time dah terlepas lah kan. So it's very funny lah. So this forgetfulness is actually something which kalau kita tengok dia punya bengap dia masa muda, it was already there. So macam like Yuri ni macam like, ni sah kakak aku lah ni. Because if she suddenly become very smart, kau siapa lah? Aku tak kenal lah kau. So giving out that kind of derpy answer and following up with a super derpy answer, aku lupa. Oh, ni kakak aku boleh terima. And it's probably only because it's the sister lah. Kalau orang lain jawab macam tu, muka dah makan abu rokok lah. But aku nak add to the discussion yang the spy versus spy punya thing. Firstly, it shows that Yuri ni is somebody who is HQ based dan bukannya operations or fieldwork punya agent. So dia akan, okay, buku ni menyatakan kita kena jawab macam ni, price macam ni. So macam okay, I got you there. Because he already studied a copy of the manual. Lepas tu kau jawab sebiji macam manual, memang kena lah. Which is why kalau kita tengok kalau kita diverse sikit kepada card games, kalau kita board games whatever, where there is an element of bluffing, kalau kau buat cara play pattern yang sama aja, if there is something that the opponent can counter or react to, and kau tak ada method of bluffing, habis. Memang orang senang read you lah. So this is why bila kita tengok Yuri start blurting out everything, Lloyd pula, as someone who is on the field for so long, dia very easily boleh pick up the cues, siap boleh bagi the the next questions in line tau. Nampak tak? It's like aku bagi jawapan ni, kau mesti jawab macam ni. Aku bagi jawapan yang ni, kau mesti jawab macam ni. Memang sebiji je dia bagi. Kat tempat ni harga macam ni, sekian-sekian macam ni. Kalau let's say dia kata sebenarnya pada masa tu saya tak ingat harga lebih 100 lah, tapi I tak ingat. Then like macam like, oh okay, most likely this guy memang travel situ. Or macam kalau kita beli barang kan, very simple lah, apa-apa offer $9.99, kita cakap okay sebab tak sampai RM10. So kalau you dah beli something expensive, alah it's under 300 lah, aku dah tak ingat berapa. Because you don't really need to know the exact numbers. It's not this specific 200 is a specific number. So that's why he caught onto it lah. So the spy versus spy game ni, I rasa is going to be very hilarious. Macam tadi ada cakap tadi kan, nasib baik Anya tidur. Bila Anya bangun, she be like,
Semua orang tengah tipu semua orang. Semua orang tengah tipu semua orang.
penipu memang ni tak guna penipu.
Yeah, but this is a perfect example, right, of how the author make a statement, right, on the social statement that adults are used to lying to each other now. So this is the norm for everyone. So the message apa? So this is the message apa he's trying to send through his work lah. Adults lie to each other every day, but children do not.
First things first, kita tanya, dia dah siap belum? Almost done bos. Dah menipu. Kat mana? On the way, lagi 5 minutes. 10 minutes later sampai. Dah menipu. Kita menipu all the time. So in the end, I'm looking forward a lot to this spy versus spy. So kita boleh nampak, bukan kita tahu Anya lepas ni akan banyak ada di sekolah. So what is Lloyd and you're going to do? This is one of it lah. They'll be doing the spy versus spy punya game lah. And there's going to be a whole layer of fun kat situ. Tiba-tiba pula Yuri jadi guest lecturer dekat sekolah tu. Mampus. That'll be so hilarious, mate.
Betul. By the way, Duan terpaksa caw pasal dia tak tengok lagi episod malam ni, but he will join us as an audience. Alright, so kita ada 4 komen menarik. Pertama, Kudo daripada UK mengatakan Ostanian SSS is based on the East German Stasi. Very cruel ketika Perang Dunia Kedua.
Stasi tu is the full name.
Yes. And then kategori The Great pula berkata ataupun bertanya, so yang kena tangkap at the early episode tu dekat City Hall, adakah itu Boss Yor? Dan Kudo mengatakan bahawa bukan. Yang kena tangkap tu adalah staff City Hall yang telah leakkan the list of single women kepada Frankie dan Twilight. So everything is connected, man. Pasal dia dapat list tu sebab dia dapat jumpa Yor and then everything is connected.
Tak, dalam kepala kita previously that was a throwaway point. Aku dapat all the awares lah. Wow, kau carilah. Wait ni lawa. Tak pasal member tu makan abu rokok kan. Oh yeah, that's very good.
Memang epic. Kemudian Kudo menambah bahawa Yuri tak expect yang Lloyd adalah Westalian spy. So
yes,
that's why he wasn't dia tak itulah. So
this is a good point. The fact that dia mabuk and he was annoyed at this mamat yang competent and sanggup protect the sister from meteorites and shit, like ada ke manusia yang boleh buat macam tu kan? So he led as a counter spy who is used to getting information from people in their own country. There is dia tak expect to come face to face with a spy. That's why his guard was very down lah. So I rasa lepas ni bila dia balik and he realised he was drunk, then there might be a scene of regret or something lah.
Alright, seterusnya Syabil Syakir bertanya National Security Agency Lloyd tak recognize pada government ke? Kalau di recognize, kenapa Secret Police nak campur tangan pula? Kau kena ingat Lloyd ialah berpihak kepada Westalis, iaitu negara barat, manakala agensi ataupun secret national security agency ni, secret police Yuri adalah untuk Ostania, the east side. So basically they are fighting each other lah, without knowing.
Which is quite interesting lah, because if you think about it, kalau betul-betul lah, which everybody is hoping for, Yor dengan Lloyd fall in love for real, they're going to have a very difficult time. Either they themselves akan jadi spy versus spy, and then Anya kata macam like
semua tipu,
semua penipu semua ni, or they might make a run for it, which is I'm not sure which plot I would actually enjoy more, but I'm looking forward to that moment lah, because that will be, I would say, a landmark moment in the story when they actually do fall in love with each other.
I'm going to put my money on burn notice. Dia punya employers will go after both of them. Macam Mrs. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah, Mrs. and Mrs. Smith. They're going to both the employers going to kill them because now they are what you call them are liabilities, not assets of the field.
Compromise.
And then they probably fake their death and then move to Japan lah, something like that lah. Fuck East and West Germany, I'm going to Japan. Okay.
Seterusnya Naoki bertanya, so sekiranya Lloyd adalah spy Westalis dan Yuri adalah secret police Ostania, maka adakah Yor pembunuh swasta? Teori Brazil aku, Yor adalah Ostanian assassin working for maybe Ostanian shadow government. Tapi Kudo mengatakan bahawa organisasi Yor sampai sekarang dalam manga tak tunjuk-tunjuk lagi, walaupun dah chapter 44. So
Sama chaos ni Kudo ke? Ya Allah.
Dia kata chapter 44 ke atas baru tahu. So
tak. Dia punya nickname tu tukar. Aku macam
ya.
Sebab kita always saw the Japanese ni kan.
Ya, ni channel YouTube dia, bukan Facebook page dia. Ya. Alright, so semoga terjawab teori Brazil aku, she is an Ostanian assassin, shadow government. Tapi I don't know, kita kena tunggu sampai chapter 44. Episod ni baru chapter 12 so jauh lagi. Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang kedua. Alright, so ni aku dapat daripada Facebook page Anri, di mana di China semua babak-babak berdarah tu ditukar jadi putih. Tapi dia lupa, it looks like scum on the face, man. It looks like
apparently a facial is better than a bloodbath.
Yeah man, at least it's happy ending, it's not deadly. So sebenarnya adalah tentang Your Briar, Bloody Tragic Past. Jadi aku ada satu soalan dalam segmen itu, semua panelis. Apakah pendapat anda tentang pendedahan bahawa Yor terpaksa menjadi seorang assassin sejak dia muda lagi, semata-mata untuk membesarkan Yuri dan dirinya yang yatim piatu? Macam sedih tu bila aku tahu ni. So silakan Anri.
I like the way they introduce Yor punya introduction to the world of assassination. It makes sense to hire a child to carry out assassins because adults are, they punya guard down when they are in front of children. So it makes sense, no matter how sick and wrong it is, to hire children as a assassin or a killer or a terrorist punya asset lah. So I think this is the start of dia punya training lah. Maybe dia punya first mission is go near to this uncle and then pass a box. And then when the uncle buka box, you stab him in the stomach with a knife or something like that. That's his dia punya first mission. You know, nothing martial art, nothing fancy, just straight up killing, stabbing, shanking a person, macam what you do in jail lah. And then over the time, they train her to use all that tonfa blade thing. It makes sense lah. It's not like she's a Black Widow or something. It's yang kena kidnap and then train into the raid room. This is more consistent with how they probably train civilians to undergo assassination missions in public. So again, this is consistent and very good on the author trying to explain dia punya background. Plus, we see that money is a motivation for her to do this job. The money to take care of her brother. Parents are gone. I cannot haul myself because I'm still too young. I got no pimp to take care of me. Let's be real. If you're a whore and you haul yourself out, you're not gonna get paid if you don't have a pimp. So the next thing you have to do, you have to either become a good thief or do something else that's high risk. And so far, let's be real, it's consistent with all the situation. She became an assassin, and then we see her over time become much better at her work, and now she's a full-fledged Thorn Princess. Part of me yang saya tak faham kan, if she's getting paid that well during young kan, kenapa she still broke? Sedap kan tak boleh beli baju. What she doing with all that money? I mean, money is a motivation, right? So this part here is a bit confusing because we know she's getting paid when she's young because she used the money to take care of the brother untuk pay for his tuition, food, the books and encyclopedias. Now she's killing high-profile targets, tapi cannot afford a second dress. So I'm not sure what she's planning to do. Maybe she's trying to put all that money to nest egg because maybe she thought of trying to retire properly, fake her death.
One day.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So this one we probably know in the next following incoming issues lah. But that's my guess.
Nice. By the way, Kudu mengatakan bahawa non-spoiler point on the assassins in yours organization bukan calang-calang. It'll be interesting to see how exactly she got roped in. Aku rasa ni macam MHA juga, macam yang orang jahat tu panggil budak kecil tu, kau main sini, kau dah bunuh ada parents kau kan? Macam babi. So, silakan.
Okay, before Kudo mention kat sini, I was actually of the opinion. Okay, first let's talk about this image. It's very funny image. All the blood was the actual storyline lah kan. That nanti I'll talk a bit more on the blood tu. But aku rasa specifically kat sini, why did they censor all the other scenes masa y'all was adult? Anri tak ada kan?
I didn't realize. It's just that there's this part because she was a minor, I think.
Yes, because I think they censor it in this way. They make it white. Dia macam
it's even worse.
Dia budak, yes. Tapi you can consider it macam dia buat bakery or buat pau and whatever, that kind of thing. So of course us being us, we're like, what could that be kan? But only because kita tahu from this frame there is supposed to be liquid. Tapi kalau budak-budak first time tengok ni, if you look at it just purely at the gambar, it looks like cream or macam roti punya apa ke. And the fact that they don't show the dress kena stain red and whatnot, for budak-budak, it might make sense. So it reduces the trauma of the kids lah. But if this becomes a recurring theme, aku tak tahu macam mana dia nak censor dah. If they start showing your as a kid actually like, uncle, you drop this, pisau kat perut, oh my god, I'm so sorry. How are they going to justify this scene? Bila tiba-tiba she actually starts doing assassination kills using her, children punya charm and whatnot to become a full-fledged assassin. So it will be very jarring to the people who are watching this kat China because mula-mula aku tunjuk putih. And then the future episode macam like, we can't stop this blood anymore because she starts killing as a kid. Habis lah. Okay, so before sorry.
I just want to say in this scene, right, when she returned, Yuri said, "Oh, sister, you're covered in blood."
It's in the script, yeah.
It's in the script. So if this is not changed in China, you're covered in blood, but now she's covered in the white liquid, right? It's just odd. I mean, it makes things worse.
I hope
tak bertempat.
I hope their censorship is not as buruk as our censorship lah. Kalau you remember manga censor kita kan, sekali censor zoo what entire mosaic sini like
just even worse.
You just have to cover the naughty bit lah, tapi the whole scene tu macam like rugi aku beli manga dia ni kan. But anyway, before Kudo mention tadi tu, I was thinking that she is actually doing a bloody job which is not assassination. Contohnya dia tolong kat butcher or dia pergi siang ikan. So that is to get her desensitized to blood. So bila dia dah biasa duk potong daging, potong tulang, patah tulang, sum-sum pun just crack macam tu, that might have been one of the reasons they recruit her, sebab she dah desensitized to blood. They're like, hey, you want to help our organisation? We can remove.
I doubt it, because if she does work in a butcher shop, like you said, right, most likely kan they'll employ her kan, not as an assassin, but as a cleaner out. Potong mayat and then get rid of the body. That's very unlikely.
Good point. Tapi aku pula dulu Rubika punya ni, aku tak setuju. Bukan sebab is the colour, no, sebab dia pendek, so kalau dia nak sampai ke atas ujung-ujung tu tak sampai. And kalau you nak suruh dia pegang dengan kayu panjang 6 kaki nak tolak tu, baik kita hire adult sikit lah, budak teenager mana, because masa tu dia budak, very short.
I'm pretty sure you'll die if they stab you in the crotch. She has to be that high.
Yeah. But
So
yeah, I'm just looking forward lah to when they do the actual recruitment scene. It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be interesting, ya. Seterusnya kita ada satu komen untuk segmen ini. DXN Hokage bertanya, korang rasa apa akan jadi jika ANYA terbangun time Yuri ada? I think we're gonna see that next episode kot. Apa pendapat korang?
I think so too. The shit hasn't hit the fan yet. So whatever we saw kan is just a build up, and I'm looking forward to ANYA menguruhkan lagi keadaan.
My favorite is episode ni dia macam there are 2 over 8 bullets left.
Ada 2/8. It's like the
baru belajar percentages.
2/8.
2/8. Ada 2/8 peluru lagi yang tinggal. What the fuck?
The first scene, the answer is 3/3. The answer is totally wrong. That was funny as hell.
3/3.
Confident gila.
When I saw the equation kan, 5/8 5/9 tolak 2/3. 3/3 lah. Apa yang salah? Some numbers lah dia. Very funny. We already know how her expression will be. That's one kita boleh guarantee. Muka yang ni. You be that face yang dia muka macam like, there's a penipu kat sini. Dalam mak aku bunuh orang, bapak aku ni spy, dia ni pula counter spy. Oh, mak rasa waku sebab oh my god, there's a spy versus spy action now, just like Bondman. Yeah, dia dah bagi foreshadowing dah, Bondman kena tangkap.
Ya, Bondman kena interrogate. Ya.
Tinggal 2 lagi.
Dia memang kelakar. But one thing that I'm happy is episode ni tak ada kaitan dengan sekolah. So it's nice that you get a break in between the class drama, Damien, Becky. Lepas tu kita balik ke rumah. So like cantik lah dia punya pacing tu. Tak adalah every single episode tentang akademi, macam nak rapat Stella, kena Tonito. So it's nice to have break.
I think this is good for longevity lah.
To keep the series going, definitely.
Yeah, this show is basically the ANYA show, but we show that their side characters, right, can actually carry the show without ANYA at times, and it provides up interesting material for us to digest mentally, So again, good job for the creators for the character development.
Definitely.
It shows how good the characters character punya design is. We know we the whole manga scene sekarang ni tengah on fire. Dia orang tengah apa-apa scene yang crucial je, dia lukis Anya. Dia erase karakter lain, dia letak Anya kat situ. So that becoming a trend lah. Aku pun terkejut when I start seeing all these pictures. But it goes to show how strong an impact Anya is. Dia bagi 2-3 minit je. And yet that is enough to show that dia punya how she is so strong as a character that the moment she's not there, you akan macam Anya punya role sikit je. But the role that she does get in this episode was so impactful.
Definitely, aku agree. I think ada satu komen yang mengatakan Hokage bertanya lagi, adik Yor ni Yuri, bila dia jadi secret agent, mode dia lain macam. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. He is actually a smart person yang berwibawa. But when it comes to his sister je yang dia jadi mabuk lah, jadi jealous lah, tak diterima lah. So it's kind of funny lah. That is his one feeling lah.
Yeah, that was actually the part yang kata balik tadi tu dia punya komen tu.
Yeah.
The part when dia tukar jadi secret agent mode tu, and the fact that he is doing it for the sister to make sure the sister lives a happy life is most likely the main reason why he is so good at his job. Dia tak fikir dua kali, dia terus ambil muka dia hempuk terus tau. Aku buat kerja ni sebab kakak aku, okay, orang yang buat perangai macam kau ni pengkhianat negara. Okay, macam mana orang-orang baik negara kita nak hidup dengan aman ni. Kau tak takut ke bila orang yang straight to your face, tak ada fikir apa tu, hempuk muka masuk benda tu. The previous interrogator tak cakap apa pun, dia tak berani. Because that guy is probably doing his job. This guy is doing it with passion. And it's no longer a job. This is my life punya mission. Menjaga kakak aku. So orang mati along the way is not my problem. My sister is safe. That is the part when dia betul-betul jadi very interesting change lah.
And it's funny how I think we've learned from the first episode, Lloyd punya motivation is to save the world for the kids. Dia asyik cakap berkali-kali kan. And then Yuri ni pula to save Ostania for people like my sister. So macam two very strong personalities with motivasi yang lebih kurang sama. It's for peace, it's for freedom. So shit man, when shit hits the fan, aku tak boleh brain. When they will eventually know yang siapa adalah siapa, wow.
Actually kan, kalau kita nak extrapolate benda tu, just to add a bit seminit dua kan, kalau kita tengok some shows where cerita-cerita lain lah, not just anime, other shows, banyak point is made that humans as a whole disebabkan berpuak dan berbangsa-bangsa, bernation, that's why they are not united as a race. Negara-negara lain, planet-planet lain kan, aliens come down and everything, they are one nation, they are a race. Kita bukan human race, kita Malaysians, kita Pakistani, kita Japanese, kita American, kita German. We don't label ourselves as the human race. So because of that, a lot of goals yang kita sama, but because dipecahkan by countries, that is one of the tragedies of mankind lah. That's my opinion kat situ lah.
But according to Independence Day, we're all Americans.
I can say that legitimately, bro. I am American.
Today
is the
we
world
celebrate
Independence Day.
And here I'm in Malaysia, like, where's my barbecue?
It's too hot to barbecue here, man.
Independence Day memang gila. Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang terakhir. Alright. So segmen terakhir adalah tentang Anya Forger 4-month deadline. Aku ada satu soalan untuk semua panelis. Apakah pendapat anda tentang harapan The Handler bahawa Anya boleh berjaya mendapat 8 stelas dalam masa hanya 4 bulan? Adakah mengajar Anya menggunakan kartun spy kaedah untuk kejayaannya? So, kita mulakan dengan Anri.
Okay, before I start kan, Miss Hellwood is the myth of the show. Saya memang minat dia. And she reminds me of, for some reason, Miss Bellum from the Powerpuff Girls punya series tau. That brown hair. As far as the question is, right, 4 months deadline kan, I think Anya is gonna fail. There's no way she's gonna get 8 Stellas in 4 months. But what I think is gonna happen is she's gonna fail and they're gonna do an extension because they know, alright, this is not feasible because the people masuk the academy, right, from 6 to 19 years kan, only a handful dapat Stellas tau. So you got like almost 20 years invested in, and 8 Stellas is like only for a handful elites tau. So it's not a realistic target. So they're probably going to go for plan B, which is basically, okay, let's put Anya in longer so that she can develop a relationship with Damien directly. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. Lloyd's going to try to carry out the 4-month deadline. They're going to fail, and then Miss Hell will change lah. I'm just hoping that we'll see something happening between Lloyd and Miss Hellwood lah. Macam you suspect that Lloyd seeing another woman, which he is. He's seeing Hellwood, dia punya handler, contact person dia. But she doesn't know that hubungan Hellwood dengan Lloyd ni macam mana. So so I'm looking forward to see any possible bullshit that's going to happen between all the misunderstandings between all these parties. And it's going to be fun to see Anya fail lah, basically. I mean, we will celebrate when she has successes, but let's be honest, her failures was going to be funny. We're not gonna cry. We're gonna laugh at it.
Okay. Shaz, silakan Shaz.
Memang aku agree Anri, 4 months is unrealistic. Some people go through the entire from start to graduation without getting 8 Stellas. So Tonito tu senang sangat. Hari pertama kau tumbuh, yang ambil kau dah dapat Tonito satu, macam like itu dengan muka becok dia kan, dia yang buat. muka straight daripada Doraemon Sunio kau tahu, dengan muka macam ni. Tengok muka tak jujur dekat. It's so hilarious tau. But yeah,
she said I just raised my hand and his face walk into it now. That's what she said. Dengan
muka penipu, 100% muka penipu. Cikgu tu macam like
not elegant.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a 4-month thing because kita tahu bapa Damien ni is very careful. Sampai anytime yang ada more than a certain number of people, dia takkan show up. Orang yang dia tak kenal dan dia tak approve, dia terus tanam macam like, I will not show up for this. Sampai ke anak dia kena bergambar bersorang. Siapa kata itu? Was it Anri yang kata dia punya manga, he was not in the photo album?
Yeah.
Kan? But in the animation they show him, so they got a lot of pity points daripada audience lah. So macam, alamak, kesian dia seorang je. And it rewarded the manga readers because they know that wasn't a new scene. Benda tu baru, dia tak ada dalam gambar tu because dia just segan kan. But dia kata tolong masuk. And at first I didn't catch it, but dia kata boleh tak yang family on the right tu senyum sikit, which is a reference to Damien lah. Damien sebelah kanan of the photo. So will Anya get it within 4 months? Confirm tidak. Aku rasa dia akan dapat lagi 3-4 Tonito dan menyebabkan semua orang panik. Like, can you stop trying lah? Just stop trying. But I think kita jangan lupa tau, the Stellas are also given not for
academic
performance of academic punya greatness, achievement.
Yeah.
Macam contohnya that 1 month you dapat perfect all 100 punya score. But it's mostly also given to acts of great kindness lah. Macam Anya kan, dia boleh convince the lembu tu jangan takut. Lembu tu kalau okay, lepas tu dia belah. That was a potential stellar moment lah. Tapi sebab mungkin masa tu dia belum student lagi. So I fully expect she will gain stars not because dia punya academic, but benda-benda lain. Mungkin dia sebab dia belajar tumbuk dengan mam dia kan. Lepas tu ada orang nak datang bully sekolah. Kat luar sekolah tu, jangan kacau student kita. Push. You know, or something like that. Or they help like a great charity event. The whole family sekali pergi buat volunteer work somewhere. Dengan Yuri sekali join in. So there's a lot of shenanigans. Lepas tu cikgu sekolah datang, korang buat apa kat sini kan? Oh, we're doing like charity event yang nobody asked to do. Oh, elegant. Tell us satu. I trust to be the case.
I want to add, I don't think she'll get points for doing all these charity good things. You have to understand the whole academy looks like an elitist punya institution now. And you have to remember that Desmond Donovan, Bapak Damien, he's like Hitler tau. He only comes out from hitnya macam eagle's nest kan, on certain conditions, on certain situations tau. So I think they'll probably just reward and give points all these stellas kan to outstanding achievements that is involved with macam the best shooter, the best fighter, the best academician, something like that. I don't think you get stellas. You get biggest charity work, or you save puppies or something like that lah.
Dia janji elegant.
Yeah.
Moment is elegant. Yeah, lulus.
Yeah, man. Hey, Wan. What's up, bro?
Hey, Wan.
Alright, so kita ada satu komen untuk segmen ini daripada Caleb Paul yang bertanya, what is the 4 months deadline? So basically in this episode, the handler to Lloyd Forger was saying that realistically, the child should be able to get 8 stellas within 4 months. So the funny thing is, she hasn't met ANYA Forger yet. So that's why.
Realistically kau tahu.
Realistically.
Dia best case scenario lepas 2 bulan settle bro. sebab Lloyd ada mission lain ni yang pending lagi ni, nak kena buat kerja lagi ni.
Lepas tu Lloyd cakap it's more likely that she will get 8 tonitos.
Yeah.
Anri?
Yeah, the scene where she told Lloyd, do you think ANYA can get 8 stellas in 4 months? He said yes, tapi tangan ketar-ketar. Yeah.
Tangan dia macam ketar gini. Yeah, man.
Besarnya
yes.
salam.
Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini. Dan kita akan membincangkan tentang harapan kami bagi episod minggu ini. Alright, jadi sebelum aku tanya panelis, kita ada satu footage daripada Kudo di UK dan harapan dia untuk episod minggu depan.
Konbanwa minasan, Kudo desu. Harapan saya untuk episod yang akan datang, episod 9 yang diberi judul Show Off How in Love You Are or Rabu-Rabu or Mitsukeyo. Saya rasa at least adaptation of chapter 13 of volume 3, as we have seen that my prediction was off, thinking that they will just do chapter 11 for this episode. So they had chapter 12, which is having Yuri coming to the house to visit them. So at least now you can see what happens when you have the 2 Briar siblings in a room. And obviously dengan cabaran Yuri kepada this fake couple, it'll be a case of will they or won't they in the next episode. And so that's something to be looking forward to. I'm sure the panelists have alluded to that. And will ANYA get to meet Yuri in this next episode? Well, kena tengok lah nanti kan. Just to add, if my prediction on how the studio may end the first core of this season, now looking that they have shifted the chapters, macam satu chapter brought forward, I could predict, ya, ni semua prediction, ini pendapat dan bukannya set in stone. I will have likely an extra episode for this 12th episode for the first core of this debut season of Spy Family. So either as I predicted that the second core will start with chapter 17, in which they will introduce, as I've alluded to before, a new character that everybody yang baca manga atau pernah tengok cover manga boleh agak who this new character is. I thought it'll be nice for them to introduce it in the next chapter and the next core. But looking at it, if they play it this way, ending it on chapter 17, having this character being introduced at the end of this core is fantastic as well. So that might be the possibility. The other possibility is that, which I think is very less likely lah, pasal to date we have one extra mission or one extra chapter unaccounted for, so they could animate that as the last one. It'll be a fun episode, but it just doesn't make sense to put it in, but who knows. So I put my money on my earlier prediction that they'll do chapter 17 as the last episode for the core. So that's it from me. Bye then.
Nice. So I don't know what's gonna happen in chapter 17, but I'm looking forward for that to end season 1 ataupun core 1 of season 1. So apakah harapan korang untuk episod minggu depan? Silakan, Anri.
Okay, I have a lot of harapan for next episode. I wish there's more Miss Harewood, more MILF. I want the whatever new characters is coming in yang could mention is another MILF character, because we need more female characters in the show. I don't want this to become a sausage party. I want to see your ngamuk, because this bullshit Yuri is pulling off this Iskandar is making me uncomfortable. So I want her to break the other 8 ribs yang tak pecah tu. So that's my harapan lah. Oh yeah, and I also want to see ANYA menguruskan lagi keadaan, making things worse. I want to see her mindset, baca Yuri's mind, and then go crazy lah. I'm pretty sure all these lies are not good for her mental development, but at least it's entertaining lah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Aku ada satu je, I just want to see whether the kiss goes through or not. Dia macam like duki macam like yes, do it like alah, like you're teasing us one more week kan. Nasib lah, it's like it shows on Saturday and kita orang dah Tuesday lah ni kan. Whoosh.
Yeah man, indeed man. Macam itulah. So yeah, I was quite surprised bila Kudo hantar video, but thank you for the video bro. Hopefully kau masih bekerja sekarang. Still boleh message tu.
Don't get into trouble bro. Don't get into trouble. NHS
library tu.
NHS, that's not him.
Itu Twilight as Kudo.
So anyway, yeah, apakah harapan korang untuk episod yang seterusnya? Tell us in the comment section below. Terima kasih kepada semua para panelis kita. I think we have come to the end of this week's episode. Thank you kepada Anri, Anime Sensei, dan juga Shaz, Kaki Anime. Join us esok di mana kita bakal membincangkan 5 berita terhangat daripada dunia fandom. And then maybe kalau kita cukup panelis, hari Khamis nanti kita akan cover Stranger Things Season 4. So itu saja untuk malam ini guys. Majulah fandom untuk negara. Bye guys.